one's for the firefighters, the backdrafters, cutting with a K-12 through the rafters. The brave hearts that live the dream, the geared up standby RIT team. This one's going out to all the firefighters.
What's up, guys? Sgt-Cheeze here. I decided to put up another video. I know, it's been a while since I put one up. I've had an extremely crazy week. I had to go down to Oklahoma, put some new paneling in my grandparents' house, and multiple other things that may or may not have involved alcohol to some degree. So I'm finally back home, finally able to make a video. I decided I was going to go ahead and put up my top 10 favorite video games of all time, my top 10 video games. So that's what I'm going to do right now, but I'm going to put a few disclaimers on beginning. First, these are my top 10 video games, so A, they're going to be games I've played. I'm not going to put up a game I haven't played, because how could it be my favorite if I haven't played it? So I'm sorry if your favorite doesn't make my list because I haven't played it and I suck. I know, I'm sorry, I suck. I try to play all different genres and all different platforms of games, but I just haven't played them all. And some really good ones I haven't played. Second of all, even if I get them in the wrong order or something like that, these are my personal favorites. For various reasons, whether it's gameplay, a certain character, the fact that it actually made me feel something, all sorts of different reasons why these are my favorite games. But please feel free to talk about how much you hate my decisions or love my decisions in the comments down below. That's absolutely fine, I don't care. Actually, that's great. I love when you talk about it, especially since most of you already know at least 3 or 4 of my favorite games, because most of you already know me. So without further ado, let's get on to number 10, shall we? Number 10. Alright, I'm going to start with number 10, because 10 is the best place to start on top 10 video, because if I start at 1, then everybody would be like, oh, well, that's just 1, I'm done with the video, and I have to make you sit and watch my pretty face for at least 15 minutes, so here's number 10. Number 10 is definitely Star Wars Battlefront 2 for me. Now, I'm sure a lot of people agree that this is an awesome game. It was a third-person shooter only, which is kind of weird. Not usually a fan of third-person shooters, but I dealt with it because, A, it was Battlefront 2. I played Battlefront 1, loved being a stormtrooper, loved being a rebel, shooting anybody, being anybody in Star Wars is awesome. But you could play as heroes, which was awesome. You could be Boba Fett if you want to be Jango Fett. You could be anybody from, like, all 6 movies. They had the awesome Conquest deal where even after you beat the campaign, you could go and play, like, Risk in space, basically. It was awesome. And the biggest thing that was awesome was the storyline was following Darth Vader's 501st Stormtrooper Legion. And you're like, oh, I don't want to be a Stormtrooper, guys. But by the end, you're like, oh, I hate rebels. Oh, the Stormtroopers are awesome. Why did they have to blow up the freaking Death Star with the... Dang it. Curse that rebel scum. So that's absolutely why Star Wars Battlefront 2 is my 10. Number 9. My number 9 is definitely StarCraft. Not necessarily, not so much the second one. I like the second one. The story's awesome. I'm a huge fan of the second one, but the first one is where it really is definitely why it's at 9. I just had so much connection to all the characters, especially for an RTS. Usually you're not as into the characters, but with StarCraft, Blizzard just hit it out of the park again. And it was awesome. I loved Raynor, I loved Kerrigan, and I loved Phoenix and the Protoss. God, Phoenix was awesome, and Zeratul, and the whole struggle, and I personally like the Terrans the most. I know, I'm an asshole, I know. But the Terrans are awesome, and the Protoss and the Zerg are cool too, all these different playstyles. And you could get online, but it was a great storyline, and just everything about it was just so great, and especially for helping me learn strategy games, that was a great starting point for me, so that's why StarCraft is number 9. Number 8. Number 8 for me is Jak 3. Now, I love the whole Jak and Daxter series. Jak and Daxter was one of the first PS2 games I ever had and ever played. My brother and I played it relentlessly until we beat it, and we got Jak 2, then we got Jak 3, all as soon as they came out. They were awesome. I love them all. But, I mean, Jak 3 is just where it all comes together. And it's where you just learn about all these things and where Jak actually came from and who his father is, and Sig's in it, and Sig is like the best dude ever, so how is that not awesome? And it was just the culmination of everything we loved about the Jak and Daxter series in one game, and then we got Light Jak on with the Dark Jak. Dark Jak was awesome in 2, and we got Light Jak in 3, And it was just a fantastic game. Really great, solid mechanics, awesome platformer. One of the first games I played where you died and went back to a check. It was one of the few first games in Jak and Daxter where you died, went back to a checkpoint, and then kind of kept going. It wasn't that early, but it was one of the first ones I ever remember playing that really did that, and that was awesome. So that's why Jak 3 is definitely number 8. Number 7! Number 7 for me is The Sims 2. And this will definitely be understood by a friend of mine, Sergeant Tycho, is who he is online, and his sister too, and my brother. The four of us, they grew up right across the street from us, and we used to come play a lot of games together. And one that we played relentlessly when we had it was Sims 2. Like Sergeant Tycho and I, the sergeants played together. Huh, weird. But Sergeant Tycho and I would sit up for like hours and hours. We'd sit up till 4 a.m. when we were not supposed to be and play Sims 2. And that was one where it was, and it's The Sims. So most people know what The Sims is. It's a real life simulation, but it gets a little crazy. But we would you could leave it on and just let your characters do their own thing, and they would kind of level up and do their own things and get advancements. So we would literally go do something and intentionally leave The Sims on all night and then go play later. We literally played Sims 2 for like 4 or 5 days straight. And it was awesome, and my character hated me so much because I'm like, oh, you gotta be smarter, you gotta be stronger, you gotta work out and do all these things and go to your job and you gotta get a promotion and be the best character ever because I'm a perfectionist achievement whore. And even though I'm like one of the laziest people on the planet in real life, my character hated me because I never let him have any fun. And that's why Sims 2 is just so much fun. Number 6. Number 6 is one I actually didn't play until probably not even like it was probably like a year, maybe a year and a half ago. Maybe not even that far back. You'd have to ask Saint2309. I'd have to ask my buddy, and he would probably tell me. But it's Mass Effect 2. I loved Mass Effect 2. I had a couple of my friends, Lou Money and Saint, kept telling me, "Oh, you gotta play this. It's like awesome games." I'm like, yeah, I know. Everybody loves Mass Effect. I'll get there eventually. They're like, no, dude, it's a space RPG FPS. It's like so right up your alley. And I'm like, I know, I'll get there. So then my friend Saint's like, here, this is my copy of Mass Effect 2. I'm gonna get another one when the collection comes out on PS3. Take it. Now you have to play it. And so, okay, I sat down and I played it, and oh my god, I loved it. RPG elements, plus the third-person shooting, plus all the different characters and the storyline. And even though I didn't play the original Mass Effect yet, or Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 2 by itself was awesome, and thanks to a small tip to upgrade my ship completely, I actually survived the last mission with almost all my people, but I was stupid and sent Jack back after Jack wasn't happy with it. But that's why it was awesome. The different endings were just so cool in the last mission, and it was just such an innovative game, and I hope they make more. And I'm just so in love with Mass Effect 2, and that's why it's in the list. Number 5! Number 5 for me is a 5. It's Dynasty Warriors 5. Dynasty Warriors is one of those franchises that most people either love it like fanatically, or they've never played it, or they think it's the stupidest thing on the planet. And it's awesome. So it has a very finite fandom. There's not a lot of people that are like, yeah, I'm a recreational player of it. No. If you play it, you play the shit out of it. And we picked up on Dynasty Warriors 4. My brother and I bought it. And it was okay, but then Dynasty Warriors 5, I really got into it. I was so happy. There's literally like 65 playable characters, and every single one of them had a playable campaign. It was mostly the same battles over and over, but it was every freaking character had their own campaign and own storyline in this Three Kingdoms Chinese-era Civil War thing, which, if you don't know anything about it, it's a romance of the Three Kingdoms. There's 3 factions, you're all fighting, they all have different weapons and super moves, and you're literally just a champion in the middle of the battlefield, taking out just swaths of soldiers. You're Sauroning everybody, just Lord of the Rings Sauroning, just knocking everybody out of the park. And there's nothing more awesome. I'd always wanted a game where that's just what I did, was fight at battle. I was tired of all these, time-oriented, all these stop motion. I wanted to just be dropped into battle and fight it. And that's what I did, and I've loved it ever since, and I always buy the next Dynasty Warriors game. But for me, 5 was the one I completed all the campaign characters on 5, and that's why it's my favorite of that series, and that's why it's number 5 on my list. Number 4. Yeah, that's right. Nothing special. Number 4. Number 4 on my list is something that most people probably expected. It's Warcraft. Now, when I say Warcraft, it's because I did play the RTS Warcraft 3 first, and it was awesome. You know, I actually played StarCraft before I played Warcraft, and I played Warcraft. Like, oh, it's Blizzard. It's the same people that did Diablo, War, and StarCraft. I'm like, oh, okay, let's check it out. And WoW was popular at the time, so I was like, I'll check out this RTS, and it was awesome, and it was great storyline, great characters. The champions like leveled up and did all these fun things, and it was just awesome. And it was huge, long storyline, and I love huge, long storylines. The storyline is the most important thing in a game to me. So it was just great to go through and play all these different aspects and have, you know, even when you're doing the evil missions, you know why, because you know why the guy turned evil, and you're like, oh, that's sad, but okay, click, kill all the humans, and wow, I really just did that. And then 3 days later, you come out of your coma, and then it's over, and then you play World of Warcraft for about 7 years, and waste a lot of time and money on World of Warcraft. So, yeah, so I can't help but make Warcraft as a series just number 4 because of how much time I've put into it and money. Hey guys, this video ended up going a little longer than I planned. Apparently I like to talk a lot. Who knew? So I'm gonna go ahead and make this into a 2-parter. So this is gonna be the end of the first one because I want to do at least 3 in the other, and then I've got some honorable mentions and some other stuff going on in there. So, this is going to be the end of this video. Go ahead and go to my page, wherever you got to find it, in this YouTube space here, in my little box. And go ahead and go find part 2, and I'll see you there. See you there, guys. Thanks.
Backdrafters, cutting with a K-12 through the rafters. Brave hearts that live the dream, geared up, stand by, RIT team. This one's going out to all the firefighters.